So the Prophet ﷺ has taken some of his saliva, ﷺ, and he placed it on his finger, and he rubbed the eye of Sayyidina Ibn Ali, and he was healed instantly, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وعن زيد بن أبي عبيدة قال: رأيت أثر ضربة في ساق سالمة فقلت يا أبا مسلم ما هذه الضربة؟ قال هذه ضربة أصبتها يوم خيبر فقال الناس أصيب سلمة. So another person, his name is Salama, he was hit at the time of Khaybar and it was a clear distinctive hit. Yani they can see the marks of that hit. Maybe a whip, maybe a sword, Allah Alam knows. And they said, oh Salama, what's this mark on your face from? He said, it's a mark that I got during the time of a war called Khaybar. فأتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فنفث فيه 3 نفثات فما اشتكيت حتى الساعة. So I went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He blew and he spread his saliva up on that mark, and I've never felt pain since that time. Since the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has spread his saliva upon it. وروي عن عبد الرحمن بن الحارث بن عبيد عن جده قال: أصيبت عين أبي ذر يوم أحد فبزق فيها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فكانت أصح عينيه. Abu Dharr, one of the great Sahabis at the same time, at the Battle of Uhud, his eyes became sick. Usibat is not just became sick, was actually wounded. Right? Was actually wounded. So he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَبَصَقَ فِيهَا. He actually spat at it sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Abu Dharr is saying, I swear that it was better than the good one. The injured eye has become better than the good one. And another hadith, one of the Sahaba came to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his eye has completely fallen out from his skull. His eye has completely fallen out. And that happens when you get a hard, very hard smack at the back of your head. It causes a very, subhanAllah, vibration, and this causes the eye to fall out. Imagine hanging an eye. That's easy, putting the saliva. But that person, the Prophet ﷺ, placed his eye on his hand basically, and placed it back, Allah, and he was better than before. He came as he was normal, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's the hand of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So now this is what we spoke about his saliva sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And amongst his saliva, a lot of other things, is that the taste the Sahabi used to drink after him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And there was a little boy sitting next to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I think it's Abdullah Ibn Abbas, at that time he was young. Right? And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was a man of concern. He used to always give way to those who are most appropriate. Yeah, and he used to have love and affection for the youngsters. Right? And he said, oh Ibn Abbas, do you mind if I give the elderly people to drink first? Do you mind? I said, Ya Rasulullah, no. I want to drink first. Ibn Abbas is saying this. No, Ya Rasulullah, I want to drink first. Why Ibn Abbas? He said, Ya Rasulullah, it's got the residue from your lips on it. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So how can I give my right of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to someone else? How can I give my right of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to someone else? And let me tell you something. I am here today, inshallah azza wa jalla, right, to raise each and every one of you to Rasulullah. That's the only reason I'm here today, is to raise each and every one of you to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And guess what? Wallahi, I will give you the hardest race, inshallah. Not that I'm better than you, no. I will not give away my right to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through any of you. And similarly, the Sahaba, they never gave their right of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to anyone. Because they knew him. They valued him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's how every one of us should be. Our aim is for all to have Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yani for all of us to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our aim, inshallah. So we hope one another to achieve that. But at the same time, it's a race. It is a race between each and every other Muslim to Sayyidina Muhammad and inshallah in the lessons to come. We'll talk about it in the day of judgment. What's going to happen to the whole mankind, and who they're going to go to, and who they're going to approach, and how they're going to run to the Prophet ﷺ, which reinforces what I'm talking about. So how did the neck of Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ look like? عن علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه قال: كان عنق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إبريق فضة. That the neck of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I looked at it, as if it is glancing like silver. So it's a reflection of white. But at the same time, with the color of silver. Yeah, it wasn't white that you can, like someone who's, like the way a blonde would look like. But it was such a way, it had a glint to it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his neck. So inshallah, if you start to focus with me a little bit to see how descriptive the Sahabas were of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that should ask ourselves questions, why? Were the Sahaba were doing their best to describe the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? For what reason? Think about it, inshallah. وعن عائشة رضي الله عنه قالت كان أحسن عباد الله عنقا, that he has the most beautiful neck, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, meaning it wasn't too short, right? It wasn't too long, صلى الله عليه وسلم. It wasn't too fat, it wasn't too skinny, صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا ينسب إلى الطول ولا إلى القصر, so it wasn't too short or too tall. ما ظهر من عنقه للشمس والرياح فكأنه إبريق فضة يشوب ذهبا يتلألأ في بياض الفضة وحمرة الذهب. What appeared from it, and when the sun actually hit, when the sun rays hits the neck of the Prophet ﷺ, it appeared as if it is a vase of silver with the glancing color of gold. You understand my description, inshallah? It appeared as if it is a vase of silver with the gold effect color, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It glints. Yeah, and when the sun rays struck his neck, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it had a brightness to it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The same way you look at aluminium when actually it reflects from the sun. Similar to that. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. وما غيب في الثياب عن عنقه فما تحتها فكأنه القمر ليلة البدر. And whatever is below him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I look at him, as if he's a full moon when it's in the full zenith, which is complete, when it's complete. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أخرجه البيهقي وابن عساكر. So what about the shoulders of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? عن البراء بن عازب رضي الله عنه قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم بعيد ما بين المنكبين. That his shoulders sallallahu alaihi wasallam were wide. His shoulders sallallahu alaihi wasallam were wide. And in our days, we take so many supplements and so many pull-ups and X amount of push-ups and X amount of bench press, because I have to do that no longer. I've got my tummy now. Right? To get that, the width of the shoulders and the structure of the muscles. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rawah al-Bukhari wa Muslim. So he had broad shoulders, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What about his hands, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? عن أنس أو جابر بن عبد الله أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان ضخم الكفين لم أرى بعده شبها له. أخرجه البخاري. That his palms, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, were wide, nicely tapered, and strong. صلى الله عليه وسلم. And he used to love the strong hand. An Arabi, a Bedouin, what we call these days is that gypsy. Normal, like a gypsy, not exactly a gypsy, but like a gypsy, let's say. He came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he wanted to shake hands with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took hold of his hand, he kissed it sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now we've got brothers who are coming up and say, why you kiss the hand of a sheikh? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never did that. Why do you kiss hand of a sheikh? Yeah, if you don't kiss the hand of a sheikh, you respect him for his knowledge and for his good deen. Who do you respect him? Right? So the Prophet ﷺ kissed the hand of an Arabi, an Arab, who was maybe illiterate at that time as well, and he had no knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ kissed his hand. He said, I love a thick and strong hand. Meaning, he loved those that earn their living through their own hands, that work hard to earn their living, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He kissed it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if your hand is rough and tough, guess what? The Prophet ﷺ loves you, and he kissed that hand, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لذا كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رحب الراحة أي واسع الكف. That his palm صلى الله عليه وسلم was wide and strong, wide صلى الله عليه وسلم. And he wasn't small size. His hand was not small, it wasn't big, but it was wide صلى الله عليه وسلم. غير أنها مع غاية ضخامتها كانت لينة أي ناعمة. And despite that, it was big, it was well taken. It was beautiful like silky waves. Like waves of material. And one of the Sahaba, he said, Wallahi, I have never touched anything more beautiful and more smoother and silkier than the hand of the Prophet ﷺ. And this is a man who comes from the middle of the Arabian Peninsula, very harsh desert, 40 degrees, and those brothers who went to Saudi Arabia had recognized, some was able to feel. The brothers that were with us a couple of years ago, subhanAllah, we went to a mountain, and after we came back, Allahu Akbar, the weather was so hot, we were so tired, and alhamdulillah, we were 5-star hotels, the best hotels, Hilton Hotel, and so on. So at that time, there's no hotels, no air conditioning, no cold water. The environment was very harsh, but the Prophet ﷺ hand was even smoother than silk. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال, this is the hadith, ما مسست حريرا ولا ديباجا ألين من كف النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. I have never touched and I have never felt a material that is softer or silkier than the hand of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. And the Arabs were well known for the harir, for the silkness. They used to trade with that. So they know the material well. And this is a Sahabi. And it's been أخرجه البخاري ومسلم. وعن أبي جحيفة رضي الله عنه قال خرج رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالهجرة إلى البطحاء وقام الناس فجعلوا يأخذون يديه فيمسحون بها وجوههم. When the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم has migrated to Medina, and before approaching the Medina, Batha is an area, a valley, before approaching the Medina, when the people saw him, they would run to him sallallahu alayhi wasallam, grasping his hand sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and when they would let go, they would wipe their faces. They would wipe their faces. I'd like to stop here. Why would they do that? For what reason? It is unfortunate today there are some brothers at the same time, in the name of deen, they claim to us, hang on, after the Fatiha you wipe your face, this is bid'ah, this is dalala, this is not from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya akhi, if there's no barakah, if there's no benefit coming from the Quran, if there is no benefit that comes from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from where the barakah is going to come? From the shaitan? From where the barakah is going to come? So the people of Medina have recognized the greatness of the Prophet ﷺ. They would wipe their faces after they have touched the Prophet ﷺ. Similarly, when you see a brother Muslim who's kissing a hand of a great alim, right? Of a great alim. And I'm going to use names now. And I don't mean this way by using names to elevate anyone or give support to anyone. It's just a metaphoric example. Whether I kiss the hand of Sheikh Taj, or I kiss the hand of Habib Umar, or I kiss the hand of Sheikh Shadi Sulaiman, does that mean I'm belittling myself? Or does that mean I'm recognizing the sunnah within those people? Right? So don't belittle those people who actually kiss the hand of a scholar, kiss the hand of an elderly man. And there's two hadith I've just given you now. One of the Sahabas the Prophet ﷺ had kissed his hand, one of the Arab. The Prophet ﷺ kissed his hand. And now there's another hadith with the people of Medina when he came ﷺ. They're grasping him, they're handling him, and they're taking from him ﷺ, and they're wiping themselves. What are they wiping? They're not wiping from him ﷺ. He is Rasulullah. He's got rahmah of Allah. He's the walking Quran. He's the beloved creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Medina itself used to be called Yathrib. Right? It used to be called Yathrib, which is the city of sadness and sorrow. When the Prophet ﷺ entered Medina, it's called Taibah. Taibah Atabaha Allah, the beautiful, the chosen, the full of greenery. It changed the name from Yathrib to Taibah. Allahu Akbar. Through the hand, through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. قال فأخذت بيده فوضعتها على وجهي. So I took the hand of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I placed it on my face. فإذا هي أبرد من الثلج. And when I placed his hand sallallahu alaihi wasallam on my face, it was cooler than ice. The hand of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is cooler than ice. And I'm talking about 45 degrees Celsius in Medina. 40 degrees, 45. Very hot, very sweaty. Which hand is going to be like ice? Please tell me. Which hand? Subhanallah, if someone's next to me, he said, please brother, please move away. I can't bear to handle my own sweat, let alone your sweat. Or let alone your heat. I'm already burning on fire, the heat. So someone close to you, we all felt it when walking to the mosque or going to Tawaf. and your back is touching the brother, another brother's in front of you, behind you, you say, Subhanallah, I wish I can move on. And you start pushing them with your hands. Yeah? It's of the heat, the intense heat I'm talking about. But the Sahabi, just how the great Sahabi is saying, when I placed his hand upon my face, it is cooler than ice. وَأَطْيَبُ رَائِحَةً مِنَ الْمِسْكِ. It is more beautiful than musk itself. And musk and amber is the most beautiful and most expensive perfume. It costs $10,000 for a kilo of amber. $10,000 for a kilo of amber. And the misk is even more expensive because it's also rare. Inshallah, we'll talk about these later on. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the metaphoric misk in the Quran as well. Representation to what? The greatness of this perfume. The greatness of this perfume. وَأَطْيَبُ رَائِحَةً مِنَ الْمِسْكِ. And this hadith was narrated by Akhrajahu al-Bukhari. وعن جابر بن سمرة رضي الله عنه قال صليت مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I have prayed with the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة الأولى, which is the first salah, which is Salat al-Fajr. ثم خرج إلى أهله, and then he went to his family. وخرجت معه, and I went with him. فاستقبله ولدان, two beautiful boys have come close to him, or two boys have come close to him. فجعل يمسح خدي أحدهم واحدا واحدا. So when the two boys had come before him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he started to wipe the faces of these these young boys. He used to wipe like this, the same way you wipe your hand on your son or your daughter when you come from work. قال وأما أنا فمسح خدي. At the same time, the Prophet ﷺ, that person narrating the hadith, he said at the same time, when these two youngsters come forward, he wiped their faces ﷺ, and me as well, he also wiped my face ﷺ. قال فوجدت ليده بردا أو ريحا كأنما أخرجها من جونة عطاري. And I felt as if there's a beautiful coolness to it, and a beautiful smell, as if he just put his hand in what they used to call is of a pot of a perfume maker.